Hello, I have another crazy Minecraft education idea I want to talk aloud about so I can think through it. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, Japanese. I have a section of English language arts this year, and over the summer I teach Wannick Summer Health. And I love to run a game-based classroom, so if you have any ideas, please talk to me about them. You can find me at the Minecraft Teachers Lounge or the Minecraft Education Ambassadors. Roxham, Duolingo Educators Network, Teacher Excellence Lounge, or the World Language Teacher Lounge, the Wayground Game Changers, and the Art in Spanish class. I hang around all these places, and I am a Minecraft Education Ambassador. So that's what I'm talking about today. I love taking my students on virtual field trips, and I have two really big ones. I have this absolutely gorgeous Buenos Aires world that Minecraft developed for reinventing cities, and I broke the world and I turned it into a field trip, and my Spanish students go there. And my French students go to Paris. This is another gorgeous world that Luke gave me. And it really feels like you're walking around the Eiffel Tower, right? So we have a ball doing that. Another reason I turned to Minecraft education is because I really like to do projects. This one's for my French classes. Basically, they get on the Calypso with Jacques Cousteau, and then they go underwater and they get their scuba gear and they rebuild Shelf 2, which is really cool. We can talk about all sorts of underwater research and stuff, and they're applying the language that they learn in class. And I talk about that in another video. So I've got a new idea for a project that's been kind of rolling around in the back of my head as I think it through, and this is Mirapolis. Mirapolis is one of three big theme parks that started just around the outskirts of Paris in the late 1980s. We had Ergo Disneyland, we had Parc d'Asterix, and Mirapolis. And Mirapolis went defunct. It went out of business. It just could not compete with the other two giant theme parks. But it's kind of cool, all right? It had some very different rides there. A very French way of looking at the world, and it's cool, and it's a little 80s cheesy and everything, so it seems really fun to do. So the big icon of the park is this giant statue. This is Gargantua, and it's not actually a statue; it's actually a ride, just like in Epcot. The big golf ball, it has a ride inside. This guy had a ride inside, and it was a really trippy ride. Okay, but when the whole park went defunct, all the little bits and pieces were destroyed, except his head was standing for like a decade after. And they finally tore it down to make like apartment complexes or something. But his head is the icon of the park. So, there's, of course, thank goodness we live in the modern age where the world is at our fingertips. I have all these YouTube videos I can look at his head. But I also found, because there's this nice Facebook group that I referenced earlier, um, there are a lot of back of the napkin drawings that the architect did about building this. Okay, and it's got scale on here. All right, and let's see what else I have. Well, here's like they're building it, all right, and you could see like as they're building little pieces, you can see the little squares on it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect for Minecraft, right? And here's I don't know how many more I have. I've got a million of them. These little, and they're really just rough sketches and stuff. And here's another one. Let's see. Do I have anything else good here? I've got a million of these. Okay. So anyway, that's all you need to know. And like the architect even built this little model, this little scale model, so you can see like the wire grid. I thought, oh, that will translate very well to Minecraft. Except, oh my God, I never practiced my art. I practiced my linguistics, and so it's taking me forever to build in Minecraft. And all I want is I want my students to come into the destroyed, abandoned theme park, and all that's left is the giant head, or maybe the whole giant, Gargantua, and the vestiges of the ride inside that the students can rebuild. And then I want them to build their own rides around it, and they can be talking in French the whole time. So that's my goal. So I've been struggling over building Gargantua to scale and, trying to turn the 2D images into 3D images in my head and stuff. And lo and behold, in the Minecraft Teachers Lounge, Cook Bonnie has this amazing idea about his dog, okay? And he makes this little um chat GPT aided, or maybe his co-pilot, I don't know what he used, um to make this little conversion tool basically, and he shares it with us. But this is why I hang out in these places, okay? Because we bounce ideas off of each other, and we're all feeding off of each other and making better stuff than we could have done on our own. So he's made this Blockify thing. All right, so he's got his picture of his dog, and then he sucks it into here, and then it spits out the code. And I had never coded with the agent before, so this was a really, really good thing for me to do. And I will drop a little clip of it. It did take a while for the agent to spit out all the blocks. It took maybe 2 hours for my giant thing. Okay, but it was really cool. And that 2 hours was um, a a 1/100th of how much time I was spending trying to build it myself. Okay, so here's his dog that he made, um, and then here's um, here's what I came up with. Okay, now yes, the face is not quite right. Yes, the fingers, all the fiddly bits aren't quite right, but frankly, that's going to be really easy for me to fix. That's not difficult. And yes, the whole thing's out of diorite, but I think now that I know where the blocks go, it's going to be really easy for me to switch out the colors. And frankly, that's kind of zen, that's like you're just it's like knitting, you're just swapping out the blocks, and the mind can be wandering and stuff. It's very mindful, and yeah, so I'm going to change him into he's going to look great. I mean, look at this. This is so much better than I would have done. I was having such a difficult time trying to angle the feet, and where do the toes go and all that. And this is so much better than I could have done on my own. All right, so then as I'm doing this, of course, I have a million ideas rattling around in my empty skull. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got my wonderful field trip to Buenos Aires. Love that. I've got my amazing field trip to Paris. That's great. And then, I got my little bits and pieces here. This is just my field trip folder right here. I've been hanging around Planet Minecraft hoping that somebody would share a beautiful world someplace in Japan. Okay? Nobody in Planet Minecraft wants to actually share a world. They just want to show off. They're not teachers. Teachers will share stuff, They're just people playing Minecraft. And I'm like, okay, well, it's too much for me to build Shinjuku myself. I have nothing in Japan. I have this fakey. I want to use, if you see the quote marks with my fingers, Orientian dojo that Minecraft made. It's cool and everything, but it's not a real place in Japan. It's not even like, I don't know. Like sometimes I think, well, maybe I'll just take the sunken boat world and I'll pretend it's One Piece, and I'll have my Japanese students, reenact an episode of One Piece or something. But I want I want someplace authentic in Japan for them to go, and I don't have anything for them so far. And then I was thinking, we play GeoGuessr a lot, and there's Google Maps and there's Google Street View. What if I take a picture or two or 20 of, I don't know, that the square in Shinjuku as you come out of the Eki, and then what if I have the agent using Cook Bonnie's wonderful Blockify thing? What if I just have the agent build me the cityscape? I mean, I know from the Buenos Aires world that it's easy for me to hollow out the buildings and put stuff inside them. Okay, it's not easy. It takes time, but that's fun, right? But like, if I just have the facade of the buildings, I can build the rest of it and it won't take 100 million years. So this is my new goal, is I'm going to start with Japan, because I don't have anything for Japan at all. I'll find some place in Japan. Right now I'm thinking right as you get out of the Eki at Shinjuku, because that's a pretty exciting place and a lot of people have seen that. And a lot of movies have that section in it, so I can really call to that really easily and make my students feel like they're getting off the train. And also, I am working on train stuff because I want the students to know how to buy tickets, not only in Japan, but in Barcelona and in Paris, So anyway, stuff rolling around in my head, and I'm really excited by this because I am just one lone teacher who doesn't know how to code. I just like to make lessons. That's what I like to do. I like to teach. Okay. So please talk to me about this. Give me your ideas. Help me with this. I've already got Gemma and Dita super excited by this, and Luke is going to help us. And come hang out with us at the Minecraft Teachers Lounge or the Minecraft Education Ambassadors, and please help us make the world a better place. Hope to see you there.